First at 4 continues. For any 8th to 12th grade students who are into upcycling clothes, Kentucky 4-H and Goodwill Industries of Kentucky have a program for you to utilize in the future. Goodwill Meets 4-H Challenge encourages students to turn secondhand items into something new. Goodwill gives registered students a $20 gift card to select items to upcycle. Those students are then posted to social media with their items, and the student who gets the most votes receives a $100 Goodwill gift card and free registration for the 4-H Teen Conference in Lexington.
It is so exciting to see their pictures come in and they take one item and then they transform it into something completely different that I would have never thought of myself. So it's just really cool, not only to see their creativity, but the actual tangible sewing skills that they possess. I think it's a really cool partnership between these two organizations.
Those with Goodwill Industries of Kentucky say participants have nearly doubled in this year's challenge. Voting for the best upcycled items will be featured on the organization's social media platforms next month.
A pretty nice day outside. Cool in some spots, though mild in others. Parts of the Cumberland Valley have seen those temperatures get up into the 50s. And how about these kiddos? A little skateboarding action this afternoon. Pretty nice for it. Just got to wear the hoodie out there, or at least a light jacket with those temperatures in the low 50s. Traffic moving smoothly around the square in downtown Somerset. Planes on the tarmac at London Corbin Airport. Not a cloud in sight. Mid-50s out there at this hour. We continue the mild air in parts of the region. How about low to mid-50s across the Cumberland Valley? Jacksboro checking in at 61, whereas in the Big Sandy, we're still dealing with a few of those clouds hanging around. So Pikeville's only at 44, Grundy's at 47, and Prestonsburg sitting at 46. That's a good 15 to 20, even 30 degrees colder than this time yesterday when we were dealing with those temperatures. Comfortably in the 70s. We'll continue to see the cooler air filter in tonight. We got a cold one on the way. Upper 20s, low 30s in some spots, even some mid 20s into a few of those sheltered valley locations. Middle and upper 20s across portions of the Kentucky River Valley as we head into tonight. We'll do the same as we head into the Big Sandy as well. Details, though, on when a couple of showers could try to return to the forecast in a few minutes. Steve?
Evan, thank you. Since last week's windstorm, firefighters have been kept busy, and for more than just downed wires and trees, the Lexington Fire Department's hazardous materials team makes about 12 runs a year involving carbon monoxide buildup. Just in the past few days, they've had to make many more as people try to get power restored into their homes from last Friday's wild weather. About 15,000 folks in Lexington alone are still without power.
We may see an uptick of CO runs because people are going to start operating their generators.
Shannon Pointer says a lot of the calls they have received have been caused by people running their generators too close to their home or even inside their home. He understands that the situation has become frustrating and difficult for many, but he is urging folks to power and heat their homes safely. The head of the Federal Reserve is expected to testify before the Senate Banking Committee on the U.S. economic outlook, the fight against inflation, and the state of employment, including wages and jobs that are available. Lawmakers from both parties have questions about what Chairman Jerome Powell has to say. Powell told lawmakers that the central bank will need to increase its interest higher than what was previously expected in order to tame inflation.
Although inflation has been moderating in recent months, the process of getting inflation back down to 2% has a long way to go and is likely to be bumpy. As I mentioned, the latest economic data have come in stronger than expected, which suggests that the ultimate level of interest rates is likely to be higher than previously anticipated.
Lawmakers are concerned about the price hikes, but they are also worried about raising interest rates and the fact that could push the economy into a recession. We'll have more about this issue coming up at 5:30. For the sixth time this year, schools, airports, and railroads across France are bracing for disruption amid calls by unions for a nationwide strike. They are fighting legislation to raise the retirement age, which would mean an extra 2 years of work for most people. But so far, the French government has not budged and still plans to go ahead with the pension reform plans. Ukraine and Russia have exchanged prisoners of war in another swap. The Russian Defense Ministry says they were able to return about 90 servicemen from territory that was controlled by Kyiv, while one senior Ukrainian official says about 130 military personnel returned to Ukraine as part of the exchange. Coming up on